Hey, this is Aaron, and today I'm with the Kia Sorento. This is the 2024 model in the new X Pro package. A bunch of updates for 2024 on all Sorentos across the board, and then the X Pro is a brand new package that adds those all-terrain tires and a couple other things to make it look more off-road capable. Honestly, it's not that much more off-road capable. There's no real lift or anything happening. Most of the change is just those tires are better when you're in the dirt. But it's a nice package. It's cool looking. I love the look of the wheels because they're smaller and they're more aggressive. They go from a 20-inch to a 17, I think are the numbers. And then those all-terrain tires. Those are what are they? Trail Terrains. I don't even know who makes that. BF Goodrich. Okay. So decent for that. Now, what we're looking at here is a mid-size 3-row where the third row is kind of occasional use, not constant use. There's a lot of vehicles in this category. Toyota Highlander's probably the best seller. Several of those. This is one of Kia's best-selling models, and there's a good reason for it. It's really well done. I have a couple of beefs with it, but otherwise I really like it. So yeah, let's just do our walk around and check it out. Can't tell if it's recording. Are you recording? Let's start out under the hood. 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder engine. It is not turbocharged, but it is putting out about 190 horsepower. And then a 9-speed, if I remember right, transmission. I really like the transmission. Shifts really well. It's not afraid to downshift to give you a little more oomph and stuff when you're on the go. The only problem I have with this engine is that there is just a palpable delay. So there's a palpable delay between when you push the pedal and it actually starts going. That's seriously annoying. When I'm trying to pull out into traffic or do something like that, it makes me nervous when it takes that half a second or second to actually kick in and start moving. I really do not like that. So that is my biggest beef with this vehicle. I actually like this color. It's a decent color. I like the engine and transmission once you're going. They feel really good. You never feel like you don't quite have enough. It always feels like it can do whatever you're asking it to do. So it's just that hesitation at the very get-go. After that, it's fine. And then you can see the new 9 Inch Nails rip-off Kia logo that's on everything now. Had to point that out. I'll probably cut it. All right, let's talk about design a little bit, and then I'll get into some more details about the drive quality. So design-wise, I decided to mix it up. Let's do it on the passenger side instead of the driver's side. We usually go left to right. Now we're going to go right to left. So design-wise, looks very similar to the Sorento before. There are other vehicles in the Kia lineup that match this as well. This has a hybrid and plug-in hybrid model that look pretty much the same. There's also the new EV9, which I've reviewed before, and it's a electric vehicle, but basically the same layout as this. Slightly larger, but pretty much the same thing. What you're seeing on the design is the classic wagon style SUV look. So it's 2 boxes, but it's really 3. So you have a box here, the front, and then you have the big passenger box. The third box is actually right about where this door line is for that rear quarter. But in a station wagon design, you don't want to notice a third box. So it's a 2-box design. There's a nice line. The headlights come up with this cool kind of pinch right here, and then you have the clamshell of the hood right here, and below that a line that runs all the way across the body, all the way to the top of those rear taillights. So that's a really one continuous line to kind of give you a visual of forward movement. It tilts slightly down so you can see it's slightly on a downward curve, mostly out of visual. It's not, I don't think there's actually that much of a slope to it. Anyway, so that's kind of what you're seeing there. And then you see the bone line makes a little bit of a curve here, comes back out, and then you have that running board / rocker panel across the bottom. And then that creates this fat belt. It's a very fat belt. It's 4 fingers wide for me. It's fat belt, and then the greenhouse. So it's the belt comes in at an angle like this. So from here to here, it's a very steep angle. That creates a look of a deep tumble home, when in reality you have the actual glass is very upright. It's not very tilted in. That creates more interior room, more feel of interior room, but from the outside keeps that sharp angle that makes vehicles look more dynamic. So really smart design going on there. Functional roof rails. These right here don't have any crossbars, but you can get crossbars from the dealership to go on there. And then, as I talked about before, these all-terrain tires are part of the X Pro package. Otherwise, you would have larger wheels. They would be 20-inch. I believe they're 20-inch. It might be 19, but I'm pretty sure they're 20. And then different tires. It'd be more touring style tire. So that's kind of what the whole look is about. You've got this here and a lot of other things that sort of tilt slightly forward, and that tilt creates that forward movement, which is what every vehicle wants. You never want a vehicle to look standing still. It should always look like it's moving forward, otherwise it loses its dynamism. So at the back you can see the lines continue. That line that came from the side keeps going around right here, all the way around. It's also on the front if you didn't notice that. So creates a circle around the whole car. It's kind of the definition. It separates the bottom from the top and creates kind of a definition for the car like you would a boat. Boats are a common theme for cars. Airplanes used to be, we've kind of moved over to boats just because kind of the yacht thing is more what, I don't know, it's more upscale or something. I don't know. Anyway, to open it, there's buttons right under here. And you see I bought a garden hose, so you got a garden hose in the back here. It's a standard 100-foot reel, so you can kind of get an idea of sizing here. With the back seats up, this would sit right about here, so it would have to be upright. So there's not much cargo when the back seats are up. That's the third row folded down. I'll pull one up here in a second. And then you can see the second row is captain's chairs, and then up front. The cargo area is actually really good. I really like this cargo area. There's a lot of space in here. There's D-hooks on each corner for tying something down. There's some grocery hooks on either side. And then these seats in this particular model have a button that when you're sitting in that third row seat, you can push the button over there or over there, and it tilts that seat forward. There's also one on top of the seat does the same thing. Tilts that seat forward so easier getting in and out. The third row looks like this when it's deployed, so you can see very little space right there. But like I said, this is an occasional third row, not an all-the-time third row. For a vehicle to be all-the-time third row, it needs to be bigger than this. So it's a compromise between fuel economy and whatever else. There is storage on either side for these second row seats. There's 2 second row, not 3. So you end up with a seating for 6 in all. Overall, really nice cargo space, nice flat entry. The seats actually fold flat, so it's actually flat. Those seats also fold mostly flat, but you do have that gap in the middle, which could create issues. But either way, this is a great occasional third row vehicle. Okay, this is me in the back seat. I am 6'3". I have tons of leg room here. My feet can go under this seat for even more so that I feel flatter to the bottom. These are adjustable this way and adjustable this way. And then you have a 12-volt plug, AC plug, drink holder in the door, and same on the other side. And then power plugs for USB on here to charge. So lots of niceties back here in this particular package. As far as I remember, most of the Sorento's packages have at least the 12-volt down there and the USBs in the seat. If I remember correctly, that's in all of them. This particular one also has a Bose stereo system that's pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. It's a pretty good radio. And then, of course, these seat back pockets here. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. Oh, and the seats have little pockets in the sides that are just about the right size for a phone, just FYI. Okay, here in the front seat, I really like the layout for stuff. This is the older Kia layout, so it doesn't have that stupid shift knob here that I'm always bumping when I'm trying to reach for a volume or something. But big beef, there is no volume knob in this. There's also not a tuning knob. You have to do it all in the steering wheel or on the infotainment touchscreen. These two knobs here that look like they should be volume and tuning are actually for the climate up and down, which I think is counterintuitive. Climate, I'm fine pushing a button because I'm probably only adjusting 3 or 4 numbers. With volume, I might be going from an 8 to a 20 because the song really rocks. So real annoyance for me there. Otherwise, I like the layout a lot. These Kia controls are intuitive and easy to understand. Now, if you are a Midwest mom or somebody who likes to have your giant friggin' water drink bottles, there's nowhere to put it in here. The drink holders are standard size, the door holders are even smaller. There's nowhere to put that. Now, if you're a regular person that doesn't carry around a giant Stanley or whatever, there's plenty of spaces to put drinks. So, but yeah, Jill's kind of SOL, but the rest of us are good. Otherwise, I like the other design features that are in here. There's some, I think it's faux wood, but there is some wood inlay along with some kind of brushed aluminum and just a nice something to change the piano black that's everywhere else. And then there's some leather to match the seats on the doors, and then some black leather above that. I really like that look. The overall look in this X Pro is really, really pretty. This is a very upscale feeling vehicle. The price tag is a little expensive compared to previous generations of this vehicle, but it's commensurate with what's on the market right now. So, let's talk a little bit about drive quality. The drive quality in this is actually very good. I don't expect great, don't expect a sporty drive or whatever from any vehicle that looks like this. That is not what they're for. It is not what they're good at. Really what it is it's about comfort, and it's about predictability. And for the most part, this is very predictable. Drives really nicely. The electric assist steering is really well done. It's a little disconnected, but not bad. You still know what's going on. There's enough resistance there that you know that you're turning. Little things like that. The mirrors are a very good size. You have plenty of visibility with this, and it just feels okay on the road. You don't want it to feel better than that. It's comfortable and okay. If it was sporty, it would suck because you'd just be bouncing off every pothole and everything would be loud. You don't want that out of a vehicle like this. As I said before, biggest complaint is the wait time. It's not really a lag because you're not waiting for a turbo. It's just the wait time between the pedal press and the engine doing something. Once you're moving, it's fine. It's just that when you're stopped and getting ready to go, that's a real confidence sapper, and I just don't like it. Otherwise, really like the feel of this. Never feels underpowered. It's pretty okay in light off-road situations and things like that. This will not climb a mountain. It will not do the Rubicon Trail, but it will do, getting you to up the dirt road to the lake and all that kind of stuff. You'll do that pretty easy. So wonderfully done vehicle. I really like it. I like that the windshield has such a rake to it because where I am, there are lots of rocks being flung off the road, and they tend to bounce instead of smash. It's a good thing. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got. This is the 2024 Kia Sorento in the X Pro package, and this has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.